Happy new moon in Leo. This new moon at approximately 12 and a half degrees of Leo became exact at 5:13 a.m. New York time, which was 9:13 Greenwich Mean Time yesterday on Sunday, August 4th, 2024. Leo is a fixed fire sign that is represented by a lion, an animal that exemplifies pride, beauty, and power. Fixed signs in the zodiac come in the middle of a season and bring the energies of stability, endurance, and stubbornness. Fire signs come with high energy, vigor, passion, and outgoingness. Leo is ruled by the sun, that big ball of fire that all planets in our solar system rely on for light and sustenance. Leo rules over the fifth house, the house of pleasure. The themes of the fifth house include joy, fun, play, pleasure, creativity, and children. We had a stellium in Leo on this new moon with the sun, moon, Venus all in Leo. During Leo season, the sun is at home in its own sign, so people are feeling comfortable in their own skin. Leo signifies ego, charisma, and being seen in all our lights, being fully illuminated by the sun. Leo is also associated with abundance and all things golden, as the sun, of course, appears gold in the sky. The Lion's Gate, which is the celebration of the heliacal rising of Sirius over the Great Pyramids of Giza, occurs during Leo season. This year it occurred on Lunasa, August 1st. It's a time to be optimistic and to dream big. The sign of Leo supports the manifestation of our biggest dreams. During Leo season, it's a time to let go of any fear of being seen in all your glory. Let go of any fears on how you're perceived. Be the unique you and bring out the most positive aspects of your personality. And there'll be much more on the topic of ego and personality later in this podcast. This is probably the most auspicious new moon of all of 2024. We had an incredibly lucky minor grand trine form between the sun and moon in Leo, representing the highest possible expression of you, the North Node in Aries, representing your highest possible destiny or path, and the Mars-Jupiter conjunction in Gemini, representing opportunities. I can't stress this enough. Take advantage of the opportunities that life presents to you over the next 4 weeks. The universe is trying to roll out the red carpet for you. Take some time to meditate on and to visualize what you would like your life to look like if you could write the script your way. Now is the time to get as clear as possible on your vision for your life. With an exalted retrograde Neptune in its final degree in its home sign of Pisces, sextiling an exalted retrograde Pluto in the first degree of Aquarius, and Uranus also joins in to make it a minor grand trine, now is the time to have big thoughts and visions about how we can make a big impact on the world. Here are some great questions of self-inquiry to get you dreaming big and taking big steps forward with the energy of this very auspicious new moon. If everything was going to work out just great for me and I had nothing to worry about, where would I want life to lead me? What would I want life to look and feel like for me? And describe this in detail. If I indeed have a crucial role to play on this planet, and trust me, you do, in this ascension, what might that role be? What do I feel like my mission is here on Earth? Why do I feel I came to this planet? If I had no fear, how would I choose to earn my living? Or how would I choose to live my life? Because it doesn't even have to be a career or a job. What would your ideal lifestyle be? What type of legacy do I want to leave behind? What is the one thing that I have to help heal or improve for other people, animals, plants, nature, the planet, or society before I leave the planet? Make a list of goals for 1, 5, and 10 years out and dream big with these goals. Out of all the projects or goals on this list, rank the top 3 priorities. Make a list of some practical steps you can take towards realizing your dreams over the course of the rest of 2024. And I would do 5 practical steps. And then also make a list of 5 practical steps that you can take more immediately between now and the next new moon. which is in Virgo on September 2nd. And to make it easy for you, there is an article version of this podcast. And you can just go, if you're listening on the Higher Self channel on YouTube, go to the pinned comment below the description box, and you can find all of my links there, including the link to the article version of this podcast. So make sure you go to the pinned comment, click on the article, and this way you'll have the journal questions right in front of you. It makes it super easy. It's a great time now to partake in any fun or spontaneous activities. With the retrograde Mercury making us feel nostalgic, it is a wonderful time to get back to childhood in any way that we can, like the Six of Cups in the tarot. What activities did you really enjoy when you were young? Could be something really simple like walking on the beach and looking for sea glass. That's one of mine. Playing in a lake. Ditto. Or making watercolor painting. Also, I remember doing that as a kid. This is the best time of the year to bring out the inner child, and more on this later in this podcast. People's egos can be a bit out of control at this time with all the Leo energy and with Venus squaring Uranus, so it's advisable to stay away from angry people and to be aware of your surroundings when walking in seedy areas. Mercury retrograde in Virgo. Mercury, the planet of communication, has gone retrograde in the mutable Earth sign of Virgo. On this new moon, it was stationed, imprinting a very strong Mercury retrograde energy into the template for the next 28 days. Naturally, this will bring with it its fair share of technological and communication issues, especially the latter, since Mercury is at home in Virgo, the sign of communication. However, it also gives us a wonderful opportunity to revisit and fix issues that are left over from the past, as well as to restart projects that we had put on the back burner, and gives us a great opportunity to check in and catch up with people from our past, as well as to revisit and get reacquainted with activities and passions from our past. Virgo rules over cleaning and organization, so August now is the best month of the year to clean out and reorganize what needs to be cleaned and organized. I sure have a lot of that. Venus is now in Virgo, and the Sun will be entering Virgo later this month, so August has a lot of Virgo energy in it. While Mercury is retrograde in Virgo, it will in particular cause issues with interpersonal communication, travel, and electronics. On August 15th, Mercury will re-enter Leo, moving the focus of the Mercury retrograde to evolving our personalities and to readdressing relationships with others. By the way, if you were born under a Mercury retrograde, it's not going to affect you as strongly, and in fact, you might even feel more at home during this time. Here's some general advice for navigating a Mercury retrograde period. Make sure that all the I's are dotted and that all the T's are crossed when signing any contracts. Concerning Murphy's Law during Mercury retrograde, what can go wrong will go wrong. Consider holding off on signing contracts or making any important decisions until September if it's something that isn't time sensitive. Be extra clear in your communication with others. Give others more leeway than usual. Inquire to clarify what someone means by something if you're unsure, especially if it's via text message or email. Avoid purchasing big-ticket items like a new car until September if possible. Back up all of your computer files and your smartphone. Triple-check travel plans and appointment times. Verify times with others. Release expectations of others, especially when it comes to people responding in a timely fashion. Give people the benefit of the doubt. Expectations of others may go unfulfilled. As always, use Mercury retrograde as a time to refine your communication rather than to be afraid of miscommunications or electronics breaking down or travel plans getting interrupted. This Mercury retrograde phase officially began yesterday on the new moon on August 4th when Mercury stationed retrograde. It officially concludes on August 27th. The most potent effects are felt in the 7 days before and after the station phases, so July 28th through August 11th, and then again from August 20th through September 3rd. So during those periods is when you most need to watch out for all the problems that Mercury retrograde can create. So again, that's July 28th through August 11th, and then again from August 20th through September 3rd. Bringing out your highest personality and your authentic voice. Leo rules over the ego, so let's discuss that a bit. The ego is not inherently bad at all. The ego is so much more complex than that. The truth is the ego, and actually a better term for this is the ego personality, is the vehicle that is necessary for the experience of being almost any type of physically incarnate being. Your soul chooses a particular predetermined personality in each lifetime that will allow the soul to experience life from a particular individuated, unique perspective. In total, you likely have hundreds or thousands of unique individuated perspectives that your soul experiences in human form on Earth, in different timelines, time periods, and geographic locations, and in different types of bodies with different ethnic backgrounds, different families and upbringings, different cultures, different economic climates, geographic climates, so on and so forth. And this all forms a complete wheel of experience. And to simplify, think of it as your soul experiencing the unique perspectives of all 12 signs of the zodiac wheel over and over again so that it can fully experience the totality of that zodiac wheel here on Earth. I believe that the day and the time that you were born is predetermined by your soul, meaning that your astrology is also predetermined. Your natal chart pretty well determines your personalities. A lot of you already know. Well, that's why you're listening to me, right? So your soul wants to experience life through your unique perspective. Your unique ego personality is not a barrier to ascension. Rather, it is the vehicle through which you are meant to experience the ascension. This new moon chart really exemplifies the importance of individuality due to Venus also being in Leo and Venus squaring freedom-seeking Uranus. Changing up your look and wardrobe would be a really great way to align with the energies of this new moon, with aesthetically focused Venus in expressive Leo squaring expressive Uranus in vain Taurus on this new moon. We are feeling a call to focus on our fashion, style, and aesthetics. With Mercury Retrograde in Virgo and Venus now in Virgo, it is a great time to clean out our possessions as well. So this is the best time of the year to redo your look and your wardrobe. As you go through your ascension process, your personality will inevitably shift and evolve. Some of the shadow aspects of your personality that show up in your birth chart, those negative, immature, and unhealthy tendencies and aspects of ego, will dissolve away ultimately, and you will begin to embody more and more of the most positive, healthy, and spiritually mature aspects of your particular ego personality. In fact, as one ascends, as one goes through the ascension process, what is really happening is that the aspects of the personality that come directly from the soul are starting to shine through more and more. And yes, it's true, the soul has a unique personality as well. And it's likely that if the soul has a personality, so does the oversoul and the monad. The oversoul being the soul group of 12 that is also a higher aspect of you, and the monad being the monadic group of 144 that ditto is an even higher aspect of you. I believe it's likely that all individuated aspects of the all that is have a unique personality. Perhaps it's a logical given, considering all individuated aspects of the all that is have a unique perspective due to having had a unique experience of existence. Perhaps it's a logical given, considering all individuated aspects of the all that is have a unique perspective due to having a unique experience of existence. So we should not be ashamed of our egos. No, no, no. We should only strive to transmute any of the negative, unhealthy, and immature aspects of ego. And I actually have a wonderful webinar called The Illusion of Ego that is one of the favorite classes I've ever taught. And in it, there's activations to dissolve the negative aspects of ego and allow more of the soul's ego personality to shine through. If you want that, email me, youaredivinehuman@gmail.com. That's youaredivinehuman@gmail.com. Ask me for the Illusion of Ego webinar. One of the best ways to bring out that highest personality is to purify. As empaths, we tend to sponge up stuff from others, and if we don't know how to set boundaries with others and shield or cleanse ourselves spiritually, we won't be able to experience our highest personalities coming to life. You can't be fully you if you're expressing all sorts of crap from others. To experience more purity, it is important to spend occasional time in sacred solitude and plenty of time in nature. Man is a social creature, absolutely, and Leo season teaches us that and reminds us of that. But it's so important along the spiritual journey to have alone time. It is so crucial. It's also crucial to practice spiritual hygiene, taking cleansing baths, using Palo Santo or sage, using visualization and sound frequencies to keep yourself clear. Remove negative cords with people in your life. Also, exercise daily as it moves stuck energy out of your energy field. Around this new moon and over the course of the next 28 days is the time to highlight the most positive and charismatic aspects of your ego personality. I feel like myself as a Leo rising, Leo ascendant, I need to be an ambassador for this point. Don't be afraid to let yourself loose and to let yourself shine. You deserve it. I feel like I have a pretty good sense of humor. Without my sense of humor, I think my life would be pretty boring and depressing, and I wouldn't be able to meet so many cool people, that's for sure. So I consider my sense of humor one of those soul aspects of my personality. Here are some questions of self-inquiry and a journal on if you'd like to help you figure out which aspects of the ego personality might be from the soul self and which aspects you might still need to transmute. And again, you can go to the pinned comment below the description box, and you can go to the article version if you want to have all these journal questions, all the journal questions from this particular podcast article written out for you. Which aspects of my personality am I most proud of? Which aspects of my personality serve others best? Which aspects of my personality feel most associated with love? Which aspects of my personality do I feel come from my soul? Do I have a tendency to hide these most positive aspects of my personality? Am I afraid to be seen? Why might I have this fear? Could it come from childhood, teenage years, past lives? Could I allow myself to shine more? Which aspects of my personality are toxic, manipulative, codependent, or martyrish? What do I know deep down that I need to do better in order to transmute these negative patterns into healthier ones? How would my soul act in this body of mine? How would my soul speak? Leo is also associated with the inner child. Let's discuss this now. Honoring the inner child. Leo is the most childlike sign of the zodiac, bringing with it an air of freedom, play, and unabashedness. As the ruler of the fifth house, it rules over children. The inner child is an aspect that we all carry within, though unfortunately most of us forget it is there as we journey from childhood to our teen years and into various stages of adulthood. As adults, we can become so disconnected with how it feels to be a child. Oftentimes, I get nostalgic recalling how amazing and adventurous everything was when I was a kid. How my friends and I would spend from after school until sundown playing sports and games in my backyard, taking breaks to drink my mother's delicious fruit punch. My yard was the biggest in the neighborhood, so all the kids would congregate there. In the wintertime, we would build elaborate snow forts and go sledding often, taking full advantage of the overabundance of snow in western New York. Well, at least there used to be before climate change. Most adults in today's Western world have become disconnected from their inner children. Society is structured in a way that most people don't have time to connect with their inner child, as they are too busy just trying to earn enough money to survive. And many of those who do make more than enough to survive end up finding themselves lost in illusions and addictions like gambling, alcohol, drugs, porn, or sexual obsession. In fact, one of the reasons that so many teens and adults find themselves so enamored with those things is that it gives them an outlet to play. And I'm not saying there's anything inherently wrong with gambling, alcohol, substances that might be classified as drugs, porn, or sex. It's all about how they're used. Is it a healthy experience of play, pleasure, or is it addictive, obsessive, or escapist? And this is essentially, these are the lessons of the fifth house. because you'll find addiction in the fifth house, but you'll also just find fun in the fifth house. But we can find ways to play in more innocent ways. We can dance, we can sing, we can make silly faces, we can make jokes, we can throw snowballs at one another in the winter, we can build sandcastles in the summer. Doing an inner child meditation would be a great idea around this new moon. I like to take myself in my mind to a beautiful forest scene and really sink into this setting. I then imagine my inner child approaching from a distance, and I ask him what it is that he or she needs from me that I haven't been giving him. I embrace him, I hug him, and I make sure he feels like I am there for him and I am listening to him. If you've never done an inner child meditation before, you might find that your inner child shows up at the age that you feel like you experience the most trauma and abuse. This is because whatever basic physical or emotional needs that weren't met by your caretakers at that age are what you then spend the rest of your lifetime healing. The things that people say or do that trigger you most directly relate to those unmet needs of your inner child. As an awakening being, you now have the opportunity to heal your inner child and experience the liberation of being a fully integrated sovereign adult consciousness. To do this, we first must get to know the voice of the inner child and identify what needs he or she has. When the inner child's needs haven't been met and then are continuously ignored during adulthood, the inner child must find a way to get the conscious attention of you. So the inner child will put on a scary mask, so to speak, and become the shadow. The shadow self can trigger you to act out in the darkest of ways, or even to attract people to treat you in nasty ways. The shadow self may sabotage your dreams and make it difficult for you to move forward. The good news is that by listening to the voice of the inner child feels seen, heard, and acknowledged, and thus doesn't need to morph into the shadow to get your attention anymore. When we consciously make the choice to honor those needs that the inner child has let us know that he or she has, we can make rapid leaps forward in our spiritual development. Here's some questions to ask yourself and ideally journal on to help you get into deeper communion with your inner child. If I had to guess, what would my inner child say about my life as it is now? Would he or she be happy about it or not? If I had to guess, what would my inner child say about my current living environment? Would he or she be happy about it? If I had to guess, what would my inner child say about my current job or career? Would he or she be happy about it? If I had to guess, what kinds of things have I been neglecting to give my inner child that he or she needs? Which activities or creative endeavors from my childhood have I neglected lately? And again, with Mercury retrograde in Virgo and it's the Six of Cups energy, it's a great time to go back to those things. Whether it's art or music or some sort of sport or some sort of, fantasy world thing even. I mean, geez, we as adults just lose touch with what it's like to be a kid. Sometimes going out and getting yourself a stuffed animal is such a wonderful thing. Have I been taking life too seriously? Do I let myself fall into the trap of the seriousness of those around me? In what ways am I still mean or nasty to myself? How can I stop being so mean and nasty to myself? Am I okay with failing? How could I learn to be okay and forgive myself when I fail or mess up? Do I forgive myself instantly, or do I tend to hold things against myself? How could I practice instant self-forgiveness? Do I tend to let others' negative emotions take me over? How could I avoid this pitfall? Am I okay looking silly or stupid to others? Does what others think of me really actually matter? Am I truly honoring my deepest desires? Spending extravagantly in greed. With Venus and Leo squaring Uranus and Taurus on this new moon, we're going to want to spend more money liberally. If you can afford it, buy whatever is in your heart's desire. But if you're on a budget, be mindful of that budget, as the tendency now will be to overspend and possibly set yourself up for financial trouble later on. Also, many unscrupulous characters will be acting out of greed during this time, as this is also a greedy energy. Be discerning and avoid getting scammed, especially with being Mercury retrograde as well. Things may not be what they really seem. Cheating in relationships. Don't get overly worried about this, but it is a cheating energy when we have Venus squaring Uranus, especially Venus being in Leo. So it is kind of a thing that will happen over the next couple weeks, especially. A lot of couples will have these revelations of cheating, and cheating will be going on. So it's just something to be aware of. Of course, for the vast majority of relationships, this will not be the case, but for some it will. And you may hear from a friend or a family member about this going on in their romantic relationship, so don't be surprised. So that's Venus. That's one of the dark sides of Venus and Leo squaring Uranus on this new moon. And in general, there can be like blowout arguments between partners on this new moon. And just remember, of course, whatever happens is what was pre-written and what was meant to be. And sometimes something like cheating ends up being the catalyst to terminate a relationship that the soul contract was trying to say this is the end of it, right? So all happens for a reason, of course. Wishing you a fun, enjoyable, and auspicious new moon in Leo. With love, this is Matthew John. Thank you so much for listening, and I really appreciate all of you. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. And please leave a comment. Let me know, okay, what are you feeling excited about in this new moon? Are you feeling all the good energy? Are you feeling differently? What are you excited about as far as like looking forward? Because this is such a forward-looking energy. What is your mission on Earth? What do you want to manifest? What do you want to create? Those big dreams that I'm talking about in this podcast. Type them in a comment, and so we can all encourage each other here in the Higher Self community. Also, Mercury retrograde. If you've been experiencing Mercury retrograde issues, I certainly have. If you've been experiencing miscommunications with yourself and others, travel issues, electronic issues, etc. And also, how are you cultivating your relationship with your inner child? So let us know in the comments section, please. I love reading all of your comments, and I try to respond to all of them. If you're not familiar with myself, I am Matthew John. I'm a spiritual teacher, spiritual mentor, intuitive, psychic, medium, astrologer, starseed guide, energy healer, medical intuitive, and spiritual life coach working with angels, archangels, and ascended masters. All my links are in the pinned comment that is below the description box, including my website, which is youaredivinehuman.org, all spelled out, youaredivinehuman.org. My email, which is youaredivinehuman@gmail.com. That's youaredivinehuman@gmail.com. And also my Instagram, which is @MatthewJohnHealer. Upcoming events. There are a ton of big upcoming events in the You Are a Divine Human community. Of course, Ascending as One is going on. We had 2 incredible calls this past weekend on the new moon. We had our True Lionsgate activation. Again, the True Lionsgate was August 1st this year. It's definitely not August 8th. Hopefully, listening to me, you realize that by now. It's not August 8th. 888 is an auspicious date numerologically, but it's not the Lionsgate. The Lionsgate is the heliacal rising of Sirius over the pyramids of Giza, which in 2024 is August 1st. So we celebrated that on Saturday, August 3rd with our True Lionsgate activation. It was so damn powerful. I heard such incredible stories from dozens of people that emailed me or wrote to me after, telling me how they had such an incredible experience with that, how great they were feeling, how inspiring it was. And we did a lot of really important grid work for the planet as well on that True Lionsgate activation. And look, it's not too late. I mean, even using that 8/8 date, which is not the True Lionsgate, you can do this Lionsgate activation on that date if you want. Totally fine. And also in there, I explain the history of what the Lionsgate truly is and why 8/8 isn't actually the True Lionsgate date. But it's great to do it any time if you end up purchasing Ascending as One for August and get the recording. It was so powerful. One of my favorite calls of all of 2024. And then on Sunday, we did Healing Your Crown Chakra, which was also super, super powerful. It was two really just awesome Ascending as One calls back to back. So with your August Ascending as One membership, you get the recordings to stream of both of those. And you also get access to Stepping into Your Highest Purpose. Again, along the lines of all the amazing astrology right now, this is going to be a really powerful timeline activation to get you into that highest purpose and highest timeline, and also to help you understand, figure out what your highest purpose is. If you're trying to do some of the journaling questions today and you're like, I don't know what my legacy is supposed to be. I don't know why I'm here. Well, this call is going to help you tremendously with that. And even better, you can join the VIP tier of Ascending as One, and you can get a private reading with me, and I will get you in for a private reading in September. I have availability in September for a private reading. It's included in your VIP membership, which is just $144. It gets you 4 calls, 4 group calls, 3 recorded masterclasses, and a private reading. That 4th call is August 31st. That's the VIP only call, How to Do Trance Channeling plus Syrian Channeling. By the way, there's a bonus Syrian Channeling segment on the True Lionsgate Activation replay. I did a bonus Syrian channeling. The Syrians just told me they wanted to talk to the group, and so they did. And it was really, really special what they brought through for the group. But we have our regularly scheduled Syrian channeling call on the VIP only Ascending as One call, which will be on August 31st. So I'm also going to teach you, again, how to do trance channeling. If you've ever wanted to learn to do what I do as far as trance channeling, now's your chance. So August is arguably the best month of Ascending as One in all of 2024. And it's definitely a great time to jump in. Get caught up with those 2 replays. You'll be on the August 18th live call and then the August 31st live call if you do a VIP. You can always stream the recordings, download the notes. The first hour of Ascending as One is astrology, so I go way more in-depth into the astrology than I have time to on these podcasts. And then the last 2 hours are our healing topic for the day. It always includes EFT tapping as well. So Ascending as One, go to my website, youaredivinehuman.org, all spelled out, youaredivinehuman.org. Go to the course events and retreats page, and all the information is right there. And the form, if you want to join, is right there. Just fill it out, and I will get you registered. My spiritual life coaching training certification course, class number 2 of that resumes on Saturday, August 17th. You can stream the 3.5-hour replay of class number 1 and get caught up, and then you'll be all set to join us for class number 2 on August 17th and class number 3 on August 24th. This is a certification program, get you certified as a spiritual life coach, having learned under me. And not only are you going to learn powerful and effective coaching techniques that I've refined over the past 15 years to dig into a client's psyche, but you're also going to learn how to conduct regressions and hypnosis to unveil and heal past life and early life issues, learn how to conduct medical intuitive readings, learn how to do shamanic soul retrievals, learn how to guide clients through EFT tapping sequences. You're going to learn how to create the EFT tapping sequences and learning how to access the Akashic records and so much more. So this is the most robust spiritual life coaching certification program that is out there, and you're learning from one of the best in the world. And as a bonus, if you join Ascending as One as a VIP member, or if you already are a VIP member, you save 20% on the spiritual life coaching training course. The course is normally $444, which is a great price for 6 3-hour live classes with all live interaction with me, plus the certification. But if you do the VIP membership first, you save 20%. So that knocks it down to $355. It's an incredible deal. So the information on that and all of the dates and times of the classes are on the course events and retreats page. If you're interested in the spiritual life coaching certification course, email me, youaredivinehuman@gmail.com, youaredivinehuman@gmail.com. I'm happy to do a free consultation if you're interested to see if the spiritual life coaching certification program will be good for you. Also, my in-person retreat is coming up. I am so excited. We are a month away from the 2024 East Coast retreat with Matthew John at the incredible, spectacular, powerful, healing Light on the Hill in the mountains of the southern tier of New York, Van Etten, New York, September 5th through 8th. And it is just such a wonderful time. I am so, so excited. We have people already booked flying in from all over the country. We have people coming from Canada It's going to be a great group. I have tons of space left, though. It's a huge lodge. We rent out the entire 200 plus acres for 4 days. It's all to ourselves, and there's a ton of space left. So if you want to join in, please email me, youaredivinehuman@gmail.com, youaredivinehuman@gmail.com. Everything is included. All the group activities includes inner child healing, past life healing and regression, starseed journeys, lots of trance channeling with the Syrians, with the Pleiadians, with the Lyrians, with the Arcturians, with the Blue Avians, maybe the Mantis. We'll see who comes through. The physical work as well. You get daily qigong sessions. You get a yoga class. You get a free massage from Brian, who comes in from Ithaca. Sound healing, free sound healing from one of our sound healers in the Still Point Sanctuary. All included. There's no upsells. All the meals, it's some of the best food you'll ever taste. Okay, they grow a lot of the fruits and veggies right there. It is the purest, organic, high vibe food, and the land is so powerful. It's ancient Iroquois land. It really is used to be the meeting point between the tribes of the Six Nation of the Iroquois. And if you look at a map, it's right dead center in the middle of the Six Nations of the Iroquois land. The land holds such a powerful energy of healing, activation, community. And when you're driving up the hill to Light on the Hill, it really does feel like you're leaving the real world behind and you're going to somewhere really special. You're going to a different dimension. And I just can't wait. It's my favorite place on the East Coast. And we also make it really fun. Speaking of Leo season, on the Saturday night, you get to watch me do stand-up comedy, and we do a little participant talent show with lots of music. We do fires on the Friday and Saturday nights as well with music around the fire. We end with a wonderful closing celebration right after we walk as a group the massive labyrinth there that's right in front of the Inner Light Lodge. It literally takes an hour, I think, to go in and out. It's huge, and it's so powerful to activate that labyrinth. So, and we do really powerful grid work. It's located very close to the grid line that runs north-south through Seneca Falls, all the way down through D.C. and then through Sarasota, Florida, that main ley line on the east coast of the U.S. So it is a really, really powerful place for individual and collective healing. Great news. If you join Ascending as One first, you get 20% off of the retreat, and you get 2 additional months of Ascending as One VIP membership, plus a private face-to-face reading with me at Light on the Hill. So you're going to get 3 readings with your Light on the Hill tuition. So if you join Ascending as One for August VIP, and then sign up for the retreat, I'll give you October and December membership as well, and you'll actually end up in that case with 4 readings. You get August, you get a reading at the retreat face to face, and then you'll get October and December. So I also throw in all of my recorded digital webinars. So it ends up being $1,000 approximately of value, 73 hours of digital content included free, along with everything else that I mentioned for the retreat. So I really go all out to give you a great experience both before, during, and after the retreat. If you're interested, email me, youaredivinehuman@gmail.com, youaredivinehuman@gmail.com. If you go to that course, events, and retreats page, scroll down a bit underneath the Spiritual Life Coaching Training Course, you'll see the 2024 East Coast Retreat. It says View the East Coast Retreat Digital Brochure. Click on that. It's in blue, and there's 2 pages front and back to the brochure. It has the schedule, it has the description, it has photos, and so you can read some people's experiences as well from doing last year's retreat at Light on the Hill. So I am really so excited, and I hope to have some of you that are listening right now hop in. It's definitely not too late. I got a lot of space left, and we got a month to go. So please email me. I'm happy to do a free consultation to go over all the details and see if it's right for you. And I make it super easy if you're flying in. You fly in and out of the Syracuse airport, and there's a really wonderful group hotel that we have reserved for the night before the retreat begins and the night after. So I arrange all your transport. You get to ride down with us, either with myself or with my assistant, to and from the retreat center, and everything once you're there is at the retreat grounds, And also, I arrange transport for you to and from the airport. So I roll out the red carpet for you, make it super easy. So again, email me, youaredivinehuman@gmail.com, youaredivinehuman@gmail.com. All right, everyone, it was such a pleasure, as always, talking to you on this new moon, sending you so much love and new moon blessings, blessings of joy and abundance. Enjoy this time as best you can. Get out in nature, enjoy the sun. It is a wonderful time of the year. Stay as positive as you can, because the energies are very supportive of pushing you forward into that highest possible future if you're able to keep a positive mindset and take action on your dreams right around this time. It's a really, really important and lucky, it's probably the luckiest time of all of 2024 right now. So take advantage of it, everyone. All right, I will look forward to speaking to you next in just about 2 weeks on the upcoming full moon in Aquarius. Until then, everyone, please remember to be kind to yourself, to be kind to others, to be kind to animals, and to be kind to the earth with love. This is Matthew John.